It's been more than a decade since former President Obama created the DACA program that gave work permits and protection from deportation to hundreds of thousands of young immigrants. And it was supposed to buy time for Congress to create a pathway to permanent residency. But that's never happened. And now a major court case could soon eliminate the program entirely. Tonight, our Devin Dwyer reports on a growing number of DACA recipients disheartened by years of uncertainty who are choosing to leave America behind.
This is where I live here.
Is your whole life in this room?
Not all of it, but a lot of it.
In his Philadelphia apartment, Miguel has been living the American dream.
This is one of my favorite workout shirts.
College graduate and son of Colombian immigrants, grew up cheering on American sports teams and studying American history.
And LBJ's your guy.
Yep. Yeah, it's a Texan.
His parents brought him to the U.S. as a toddler seeking asylum.
I loved learning about the president and about the different states.
But the family never got green cards for permanent residency. And Miguel, now 23, is among a growing number of so-called dreamers who are planning to self-deport from America.
I still consider myself a dreamer in the sense that I'm a DACA recipient, but I'm done dreaming. I want a real life.
But what is your dream?
Stability. That's what I want. And I don't have that right now because I'm living my life in 2-year increments.
Every 2 years since 2012, Miguel has had to apply for temporary legal status under the DACA program, which grants work authorization and protection from deportation to nearly 700,000 immigrants who were brought to this country as young children.
You've renewed your DACA status at least 4 or 5 times. You've spent what?
Probably close to $10,000.
$10,000?
Yeah, probably something like that. I think it shows that the American dream has, in many ways left us out, unfortunately. I mean, I consider myself American. I love this country. But unfortunately, the dream has really left us out.
DACA was supposed to be temporary, but immigrants like Miguel have become dependent on the program as Congress remains gridlocked over a more permanent solution. Meanwhile, a major conservative legal challenge seeking to strike down DACA could soon be coming to a head.
An appeals court said the whole thing's got to go.
Immediately when I saw that news, in my head, I started going, okay, so if he issues the order in July of this year, that means I'll be good until July of 2025. And I started doing the math of, okay, if I renew by this day. And I was like, I caught myself. I said, Miguel, you can't live like this. This is crazy.
This summer, Miguel says he plans to leave all that stress behind, what he calls an act of taking back control of his life by moving to Canada.
It's a developed country. It's a global power. So no, I don't think it's going back to square one. But it's still disheartening that it didn't work out in America.
Tohida Wahabzada is a former DACA recipient who's supporting Miguel through the process.
I left the United States around February 2020. I essentially left for my own mental health.
She threw a so-called self-deportation party with friends and relocated to Canada. Later, Tohida co-founding a network of disillusioned American dreamers known as Onward. She says hundreds have joined and that interest in self-deportation by DACA recipients is on the rise.
A lot of talent going overseas.
Brain drain, essentially.
DACA recipients have been doctors and nurses, teachers, lawyers, and entrepreneurs.
Good afternoon, everybody.
The Obama administration, which created the program to keep them in the country, credited their significant economic contributions.
They make our country a more attractive place for businesses to locate and create jobs for everybody.
Jason Hong spent 18 years growing up on the East Coast before leaving home in 2019 for Spain, where he got an entrepreneur visa and now runs 2 startup companies.
I can create a company based on my ideas and hopefully to create job opportunities for other people.
Monsi Hernandez is a former DACA recipient from South Carolina, an aspiring social worker. Monsi moved to Germany at 23, leaving the U.S. at a time when social workers are in short supply.
I do not have any regrets about self-deporting. I'm no longer illegal. And I found that it's been incredibly healing to be able to self-deport and live in a country where I am accepted and feel accepted.
Madaí Zamora was brought to the States from Mexico at 3 years old, growing up as an American kid in California and North Carolina for 21 years.
The States, it's basically a golden cage. You have all these opportunities, but you can't really go anywhere past a certain point.
Hi, guys.
A teacher and community organizer, Madaí self-deported to Mexico in 2018, where she started a video blog where she talks about being separated from her family still in the States.
and I couldn't give my mom a hug.
Has that been the toughest piece of this whole journey?
Just having to navigate everything by myself without my mom or my siblings or my nieces has been very difficult. Now, almost 5 years later, it's a little bit easier.
To Miguel, those departed dreamers are proof life outside America's borders can offer a freedom they never found here. He's upbeat about enrolling in a Canadian business school, but as he took me on a drive through his beloved Philly neighborhood, the decision weighed heavy, too overwhelming to accept.
Like, why can't Congress just do something about this? It's not.
With his family's support and despite waves of grief for what will be lost, Miguel says he has no regrets.
Being able to live life on my terms and not what Congress or a judge or lawyers far away decide is incredibly empowering for me.
What do you want people to take away from our conversation?
We love this country, and we just want a chance to succeed.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.